Team Achtung or Team Achtung versus June Esports, Group 2, Round 1. From the POV of Eric Ver to start with, and he is going to be playing. He's not even showing it yet. He's not even showing his weapon yet. Interesting, because the new, and did you know this is an interesting thing? The new scoreboard shows your weapon as you change it. So He's not going to equip till he has to. That's a very interesting way to play it. Down comes the Helm of Valor and the 8-3 Black Monk. Unusual is on his mace. This is a full Black Order team taking a lot of pressure. Do you see the splash damage from that Thetford very early on? Eric going in. Circle of Life going to be deployed already by Ryodu, who does pop the Robe of Purity. Now they're going to look for the turn as Eric. Down goes the Enfeebler. Eric taking a lot of pressure from the back line. He's going to stick it, trying to get on top of Yargood, but Yargood is shredding with the bow. Down goes his Squib with the Purge. Carvinen, one slash from Zalbeng, but he does get stabilized nicely from the back line. Watano on the nature as well. Another Circle of Life comes down from Ryodu. Yargood swapped out of his Meditate. Now he's going to start to lose some of that backline pressure. Mortal Agony, double Ghost Strike. Good roll from Yargood, though. Disjoints the Ghost Strike. Ryodu nearly dies, but they've got nothing else to follow up. Goof pushes forward. Oh, good Purge from Unusual. Does shut him down, but Ryodu is going to get dropped. Beamed is going to find him. That was great forward pressure. Goof went aggressive, forced the counterplay out, but it created the space for Beam to find the kill. Yargood is going to drop as well. 2-0 to Eric Ware's team in this first engagement.
It was a quick double kill there.
And we can actually see their gear as they equip it as well. Watano
That's
on
really
the
cool,
8-3, Beamed on the 8-3. Unusual's team is 2 tiers lower. They are running 8-1, so they still have the same, they have the same mastery bonus for being tier 8, but they are 2 tiers behind. And remember, those are full tiers now. They're not even scaling anymore. Now we've got Beamed trying to open up. Eric goes in. Cartwheel onto Tyek. Nice roots coming out. There goes the Purity onto Yargood. The combo. Auto fire from Carvin and Mortal Agony. There's the Ghost Strike. Another good roll from Yargood. 2 for 2 with the Assassin Boot dodge there. Ryodu forced to pop the Purity. And Goof is being given far too much space here. They just can't stabilize. They're being separated. Zalbeng is just not creating that counter pressure due to those mage robes in the back line. Both running the mage robe, the crossbow and the bow, means he's really struggling for his stacks right now. And honestly, June Esports just running away with this one so far.
Yeah, very quickly taking a dominant position.
We'll see if they can switch something up.
Too long. We might be on to the other match before too long.
I mean, Goof's build is so greedy with the Meditate as well. He's very lacking defensives. He has the resist pot, and he has the robe and the boots.
The other match is currently 103 to 104. Okay. Flat 8 getting ahead by 1.
Here we go. Goof again looking for the space. Shred comes across. Down goes the Fatal Blades. Only onto Tyke, but he is going to be forced to carve out. Yargood now shredding once again. He's hitting the tank when the crossbow's in front of him. Misses the deadly shot. Carvinen gets the heals, comes back in, auto fire onto Yargood as Eric looks for the control. Ryodu going to get stunned. Another shred coming out. This time they're doing a lot more pressure onto Goof. They're not giving Goof the space, and they're not dying anywhere near as quick, but Goof is kiting Unusual out of this fight. And they're going to maybe look for the turn kill. There's the shred. No Mortal Agony to follow up. Down comes the Circle of Life. Zalbeng. Ghost Strike goes through. Unusual needs to pull back. Another auto fire onto Zalbeng. Defensive Ghost Strike comes out, but as soon as he's out of the invis, the second Ghost Strike from Beamed is going to finish him. Yargood going to be driven back here. And this is looking like an early 1-0 in this series. There goes the root. Yargood's going to drop as well. This is looking nasty now. 5-0. They haven't got a single kill yet. They did get 1 rotation due to the early cat play, but Unusual is going to drop as well. They're going to grab the bodies. And this is looking brutal. This is not how Black Order wanted to start this game.
Well, I'm going to start a new poll and see if anybody wants to switch over to that Group 1 matchup, as this one's getting out of hand very, very quickly.
I mean, it's not to say they can't switch it up, but they just don't seem to have the synergy. They don't seem to have the collapse potential. I mean, it's essentially a mirror match bar the tanks, but Eric is just outplaying them right now. He is finding the control onto the back line, and the damage mitigation that he offers with the BMS is the difference maker. I can see why the mace is picked up, because obviously he has the Purge for the nature, Purge for the bow. Very, very solid choice. The problem is without mitigating the damage, they're just pushing through everything anyway. Goof is running an aggressive build with Meditate, so even if he does get purged, he can get back in the fight. Down goes the Judy. Mortal Agony onto Tyke. Tyke going to drop. These guys are going back to 10. This one's going to be over in the next couple of minutes, the way it's going. Can they get another? Probably not. Never mind. Sweeping Bolt from an 8-3 will do it as Ryodo goes down. Mortal Agony onto Unusual. He's going to drop. 2 minutes left in this first match.
Let's head over to the Kavish match, and we will find out how that's going over there and see if this one turns around later. All right, heading over to Kavish now.
Yeah, it looks like this one has started to go their way, definitely. After a bit of a back and forth, Thorius we see is popping.
We come over to just a massacre.
We see it's gone down about 50 points very quickly. Thorius just about survives, but they get the turn onto Geminex. The overextension, but they don't have a healer, and Saint is going to pay for that one. Tigan, if he had a Hurricane there, Kavish was in a lot of trouble. The Armor Piercer goes out. Tigan actually looking like he wants to do something, but with no healer, it's not going to be the one right now. Black Monk Staffs, though, do seem to be the go-to for the winning teams here. We'll see if any gear patterns emerge. And Druidics and One-Hand Natures. You know, with the Flash Heal gone, the Holies are just gone, aren't they?
Well, that was what was keeping it in play, was that just spamma jamma. Just sit there and heal yourself over and over. It was almost impossible to get killed unless you screwed it up. You were very, very safe with that spam heal.
I wouldn't have mind seeing that switch happen after the tournament, like, you know, finish the tournament on the same sort of stuff that was being run. But it definitely, that flash heal change was well overdue. Dip, as she pops the mage armor there. They're looking for Thorius. Fish deciding where to go. Might not even need it as Geminex just slaps him with the Claymore. Nearly gets the kill. 3-man Purity Helm on the front line. Remember, the Purity Helm, very, very powerful now against these natures as well. Shuts down bows, shuts down swords, shuts down nature. And these guys are running double Fury Claymore, so purging is very, very important here. Too many purges and they'll start to run the Iron Will. Dip in a bit of trouble. He's going to roll out. There's one Claymore, but Protection of Nature. Graveguard Helm Sacrifice is going to keep him alive. He does have 4 stacks for now. Circle of Life, as Tigan and the boys start to push up. No Hurricane play, though, right now. He needs to get the Isolate. It's actually... He's on the quarterstaff now, so Geminex is going to get rooted by that Separator. There's the charge onto NEX, but the Protection of Nature... Right now, Rebane is running this fight, and this might be the fact that nature is the meta right now might be why Rebane was brought into this match. You know, one of the best nature healers the game has possibly seen. Kavish gets isolated from his team, but he pops a resist and he should be fine. And this one is going to be over. It's going to be a 3-cap on a perfect rotation. And Kavish and his team will take this Group 1 match for a 1-0 lead in the series.
Very quick. I'm going to go check and see what we have going on in the other one, see if that one already finished its first match. Yep, it already won. So it looks like Eric Wurr and the boys did take a very quick and easy victory.
Okay, well, these teams are getting a few minutes.
Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes for these two teams to
in
relax.
The second match. It looks like they are starting with Curse Bow again in the back line. Eric is on his 8-3 BMS, and we'll just see what these guys have changed up and see if they just get wrecked again. To be honest, they had a rough time. Goof actually pre-popping the Enchanted Quiver as well for the first engage. Popping the Quiver before he mounts up so that he can get a few stacks and then put his second Quiver. Down goes a very early Robe of Purity onto him. And it's going to be a bit of a problem here as Tyek gets zoned out in the back line. He's being pushed back. Eric actually gets stuck into the Enfeeble Auras. They do try and control the choke. Botano comes up with the Purity activated as well, though. Yeah, good. Shredded by Goof. And once again, Goof
heavy pressure.
Finding space. The Stalker Jacket wasn't quite enough to finish him, though. And it looks like Black Order will stabilize a lot better from them. So Achtung is now on the broadsword. So I'm liking this switch up as well.
Yep.
But if Goof, look how far forward Goof is. Nice purge from Unusual. Follows in the elbow smash. Right now, though, this Enfeeble Aura is getting the whole front line. And Black Order playing a lot better in this match. June trying to push forward. There's the Pierce onto Eric. Eric with 3 stacks needs to reset. But really, Tyke needs to get stacks on more of the players. He's not exerting enough pressure for a curse right now. And now he's going to be exerting no pressure because the Mortal Agony Stalker Jacket Ghost Strike, that combo is going to drop him now. Unusual gets a 3-man purge as he tries to pull out with the rest of his team. Looks like one of them is actually going to rotate the other way, but Eric Wurr and the boys back in business as usual. Haven't lost a single point in this one, though.
150, 135. You never like being on the other side of a 150. That always feels rough looking at that 3 cap, 150 on the other side, knowing that you just lost 2 guys. Ooh.
Yeah, they only lost 1. I think 1 rotated.
Okay.
So they didn't take too many casualties. It definitely seemed a lot better, but Tyke has now switched back to the crossbow. I actually like the curse, but I don't think he was happy with the amount of stacks he was getting out. If he didn't feel like he was getting the value, does pop the Scholar's Cowl, has to roll. The poison combo comes out. Yargood in a horrible spot, being forced up. There's the dodge again, but this time, Bean holds the Ghost Strike, anticipates the dodge. Yargood gets picked off immediately. And June Esports look like they're just cruising to a 2-0 right now. They are just bullying the second choke. They're out gearing. They are just putting it to Black Order here.
Well, we will stick around for another 2 minutes on this. Watch this stomp as it unfolds before we head over to Kavish. See how Group 1 handles this.
Another early purity on Goof as well. They really need to be careful purging the first quiver, because usually that quiver's been up a little while and he has the second one ready, especially with Meditate. They want to wait for the quiver refresh. But it looks like they hit a pretty good timing, because Goof right now is just chilling. I think he's anticipating the Mage Row before he goes in hard. The root comes out as Eric puts down the duty to support his team. Yargood going aggressive, trying to create some space and getting some good damage out onto Carve in. And this time, Tyke needs to be careful. There's the Mortal Agony. Oh, Ghost Strike comes out, but the save just in time. Ryudo gets stunned and can watch helplessly as Bean chops Tyke down. And this is the synergy I'm talking about. Bean gets the good combo off immediately. Eric doesn't just switch the kill target. He hits the stun run, switches to the healer to prevent any saves coming out. And they just guarantee the kill at that point.
Yeah,
and
they secured it.
The healer has no room in his build to fit a cleanse in. So he just has to eat those stun runs. And this is where he needs to get someone to support him. He needs someone ready to cleanse him.
Well, the other match is about to start in about 30 seconds.
Okay, well, I think this one's about to end in about 4 minutes, because this
one's rough.
These guys are just pressing second choke as well. They're not playing it safe. They're not holding up on the high ground. They're just pressing. They're fighting into the open. They're fighting wide, which allows Goof to wrap round and really connect with those clothies. The only thing is Watano's resets. They need to be a bit more careful with those, but a team with this synergy is doing absolutely fine here. Bean goes in, double chain slash. Sir Achtung already getting bullied out with that broadsword as well. He's so much more tanky with this build. And he's just getting bullied out of the fight. Another purge onto Yargood. Eric now pulling back. And it's back on the curse. Tyke, very indecisive with his gear selection right now. He keeps swapping between curse and crossbow. And he's going to get another chance to choose a weapon, because he's dead yet again as the bullying continues, as one of the tournament favorites really just runs through their first opposition here in the off-season Crystal League tournament. And Bean is in the tent. Bean nearly dies with his 8-3 set in the tent, and he actually survives with a slither of health and even drops a smiley face on the way out. Holy moly. All right.
Well, I just hopped over to Kavish. He's about to head out here.
Okay, let's get over to the other match then and see what's going to happen here. Are we going to get another storm? These guys overcharging their gear as well. Geminex back on that broadsword.
Overcharged. Wow.
Here, Thorius' team, they're still running this double broadsword quarterstaff combo. And very early on, Thorius gets zoned out completely. Fish goes in, Feeble Aura onto both of the swords. And the big issue is both of these claymores are playing so passively. They're right at the back. They're not pressuring the healer, which is where they should be. And Kvish's team, these guys are just bullying them out of the high ground right now. Team positive mental attitude. And EX, though, does take a lot of damage there. The charge comes out. They really need to get onto these clothies, though. Get some pressure out onto Rebane. Rebane's running the cleric as well. He's not running a robe of purity. So they're actually able to stick to him with the swords. But now the sword beat down. The bomb goes out onto Dip. He rolls. Protection of Nature comes out. And the mage robe is used. A lot of defensives have now been committed. And here's the Hurricane. The Ironclad pushes forward. Dip is in a horrible spot now. Mortal Agony. There's the Hood of Tenacity as well. The Claymores. And Dip gets chopped up. But Lee Horeu gets traded on. They get the crossbow, but they lose their healer. And that is not what they wanted.
Yeah, that's going to push it back anyway.
They committed so much to that kill as well, and there was no peel for their healer. That was a brilliant trade there. Great play from TeamPMA.
Mm-hmm. Flat 8 gang having a little bit of a rough go of it again. I think they've got a chance, though.
Yeah,
They
I
can
think
secure 1 kill, they can secure 2.
Honestly, with this double Claymore, if they get the opening, if there's one mistake from Rebane, he's been on point with stopping the Claymore charges. Oh, wow. He's actually running giant boots here for the anti-dive, especially against these swords, which means that the Hurricane can really zone him out. But Tiger nearly gets dropped. The sacrifice had to be committed. Lee, just building those stacks up, doesn't want to commit the breeze and the circle of life, especially against this cartwheel. One of the key factors of this fight will be resetting. If they can interrupt 1 or 2 of those resets, then the Kavish team, TeamPMA, will get a huge momentum swing. Obviously, no such luck with Rebane because he's running Spiritual Seed on the Druidic, but he's a lot less good at resetting everybody. But it's such a single target team from this Tigan team. Like, they're all focused on deleting 1 player. So Protection of Nature, Spiritual Seed is the perfect combo. I really like this build from Rebane. Down goes the Tenacity Hood once again. Thorius getting zoned out. Only 1 of the Claymores is in the back, though. Saint RJ needs to find the target. Dip playing hyper-aggressive. Big defenses pop. Mortal Agony. Protection of Nature. Purifying Smoke on top. And it's a train of Claymores. They're going to switch to NEX. They know the big cooldowns are gone. Nice use of the Iron Will to prevent the purge there, but now the Hurricane comes out. The reset's good. And NEX is in a lot of trouble. There's 1 charge. There's 2 charges.
They gonna get him?
It's not enough. Protection of Nature comes down. They're chopping away.
They chased him down and nothing. Oh, that's a lot of wasted energy, and they've got to reset themselves. They're going back to the steps. They're going all the way back. That
the Spiritual Seed was clutch there. They nearly had the kill, though. And Thorius really needed to commit to that. He needed to man up there and go in for the kill. You make use of those defensives. He does have the Soldier Helm as well, so he should be okay to dive a little bit more aggressive. Another Tenacity goes down. Taigin starting to run low on energy, though. Stun on the choke onto the healer. Geminex, Mortal Agony comes out. Taigin in a little bit of trouble as the swords are going in. Kvish has to come back to pill for his team because there is 2 Claymores going ham in the back line. There's the end of the Protection of Nature. Down goes the Judy Bubble. Enfeeble Aura comes out. Kvish trying to shut down the DPS. Thorius has to pop the block and come back out. Back and forth, back and forth. NEX, there's 1 charge. No second charge. Purifying Helm comes down as well. And he's going to be fine. That Protection of Nature. Rebane healing like a god right now. Lee just hiding at the back, dropping those resets, keeping his boys topped up. Thorius won't have block for a few seconds. Major Armor goes out. Mortal Agony. No cooldown on the block helm. They might look for the trade. They need to trade onto NEX or they need to pull out. And it looks like pull out for this one, Chosen. Back to the tent.
Go reset.
Solid.
Yeah. Don't lose.
Much better play. But still not finding a way, are they?
No. And the other team has already achieved victory. The Beamed team, June Esports, has already secured their best of 3 very quickly, 150-0.
So a 2-0 sweep in that match, and we're looking like a 2-0 sweep here. Unless they can come up with something against this Geminex team.
Come up with something. I mean, these are really good players. They should be able to at least get 1 rotation, take control, feel good about themselves.
They need to read Rebane's play more, honestly. Like, they know when he's going to Protection of Nature. They know he's single target. They can build their stacks on 1 target and immediately charge somebody else. The problem is the Mortal Agony, and Hunter's actually switched up to a Carving here. So maybe they weren't happy with the amount of armor pierce they're getting through. So the Carving will let him hit multiple targets. And honestly, I love this switch up. They've also switched to a Halberd.
Immediately goes down.
No, he doesn't. He just about survives.
Wow.
The save comes out from Lihiro. So they've gone for a more spread damage. They've also got the healing reduction from the Halberd now. And I really like this. They know it's a single target healing setup for Rebane. And they've swapped to a bunch more AoE pressure. Geminex now goes low. Protection of Nature comes out. Kavish, the whole team is low from this Halberd bleed. And this was a really good swap. If Thorius can survive here, 1 more hit, though, is going to do it. They are going to find him. But the Halberd and the Carving are still running riot in the back line. The Hood of Tenacity causing a lot of healing problems for Rebane, and we could see a turnaround kill here. Huge purge comes out as well. Mortal Agony. Hunts has to get saved. Saint RJ, though, is just running down Rebane. He's getting so much value out of these bleeds. They're not going to get the counter kill. There's the reset. The breeze reset, and now this is big trouble for Kavish. No, they rotating for caps instead. They actually could have run them over there. Like
no defensives.
It takes Rebane so long to heal up his team. Single target stacking. He's using no breeze, so he's got protection of nature. Druidic, spiritual seed, single target. Sacrifice, single target. If they could just run at them, but they've given them a chance to stabilize. They do get on the cap though, so it's now they're not getting 3 caps. Good cartwheel from Kavish.
Very nice cartwheel.
Cancels the snare charge early. The Pierce comes out from dip as they look for someone. Tygan taking a lot of early pressure. The charge goes out onto Hunt's. Hunt's forced to go back. Circle of Life comes down. Enfeeble Aura from Kavish as he goes forward. Hunt's now. Stalker Jacket goes in. Rebane in a lot of trouble. Pops the giant boots though. They'll probably need to switch targets here. Saint RJ stacking the bleeds. Hunt's being driven back. Double auto fire into the Pierce as well, and that is brutal. He is going to drop.
They have found their weak link in this matchup. Just target Hunt's, take him down. He doesn't seem to have an answer for it.
No, it was really good sync there. NEX, too much space for the bows.
Plenty of time to get
here.
the 3 cap here. This is going to be a 20 on rotation.
Yeah, this is not looking good. It's looking like another 2-0 sweep for Kavish. These Black Monk staves as well. Like, it really is a good way. The crossbow's doing an obnoxious amount of damage, but the Black Monk is perfect for stopping them because as soon as they commit to an auto fire or a pierce, you can pretty much guarantee 3-4 stacks of Fatal Blade. And that's really going to shut them down for a long time. They also slow to walk out of it. And Tygan. What's he playing at here? He's looking like he wants to try something, but they don't have long to do it. They're still on the halberd carving, and I do like this better. Just they need to not lose Hunts in the early fights. Saint RJ goes in, the bleeds come out. They might have a much slower sort of comp with this halberd, but they can win the value game. If they can keep the fight going, if they can keep themselves alive long enough, they can definitely win the value game here. And it's all about controlling that bow. They need to be interrupting that meditate, though. Giving him 3 stacks of quiver is going to be a big problem. Charge goes in onto Lee. Oh, the circle! No, but he gets the swap.
So quick.
He read it perfectly. Kavish got the cartwheel out, stopped him. Then he saw him blink, go for the circle of life, hit him with the fiend sandals, and that is over. And this match is now over. It's going to be a 3 cap on rotation. They'll have 1 point remaining, and I don't think they come out again. They're not out of the tournament. Obviously, it still is the group stages, but it is the worst start they could have had. It's going to be a 2-0 sweep for Team PMA.
Well, it could have been a little
Maybe
bit
looks one more. Tiger's actually going to drop to end this one even quicker. 7-1 in kills there.